Hi, Los Alamos. I'm Herrmann, County Councilor, and I am here to give the recap from last night's October 7th regular County Council meeting. It was a big meeting. It went quite late. I almost didn't miss getting to see the Mariners in the playoffs last night. Just kidding. Okay, so anyhow, we started out with some really great presentations. The first was for our Community Services Director and team. They received a 2025 National Gold Medal Award for the Public Class 5. So congrats to Corey Styron and his team. They do really great work. Speaking of the great work they do, the next item up was a presentation by the Bicycle Working Group of the Parks and Rec Board about a bike park. This is a great plan from a hardworking group of people. Los Alamos has a huge biking community. The Tough Riders have about 130 members. They even started a program called the Tough Hikes, which has over 100 families in the last couple of years. This past weekend, there was actually a big biking race up at Pajarito. So what they would like is a bike training park for the young riders to be able to develop their skills and a place to really have fun and gather. This plan does meet a number of our county goals, and the Bicycle Working Group did a survey of 270 people and found that more than 89% of the residents that responded supported a bike park in Los Alamos. And 55% of the people that responded were not even bikers. So I thought that was interesting. They have looked at different locations, but 85% of the people that responded prefer the North Mesa location. They did a listening session, a planning workshop, and an open house. They had a film festival in May that sold out. The stable owners came out and commented that they supported this. So Los Alamos is one of the healthiest communities in the United States, and it's because of people like this biking community. So now they're looking at funding opportunities, and we'll see what happens. I support this effort, but as a community, I think we all need to remember that our GRT numbers are down due to the manufacturing tax break that the lab has. So let's all just try and keep that in mind when we're looking at opportunities like this bike park. If we want to develop great new amenities like this, we do need to consider raising our GRT rate, which we did discuss later in the meeting, and I'll get to that shortly. Next, we had another presentation by the Open Space and Trails Working Group of the Parks and Rec Board about the Adopt a Trail program. Celeste Raffin gave a really great presentation about our trails and open space. Los Alamos County has over 58 miles of trails and over 4,000 county-owned acres of open space. We have a lot of trails of all different sorts, but they need to be properly maintained. The county does a great job on this, but they do need help. There is currently an Adopt a Trail program like the Adopt a Road program, but it doesn't seem to be quite as popular. So the Open Space Working Group has a new idea. They're going to reach out to the community with opportunities for our trail-loving locals to help and volunteer to improve our trails and open spaces in kind of smaller chunks. They're proposing smaller organized adoptions, one-day adoptions, and custom adoptions for the trails. I think this is a great idea. They put a lot of work into this presentation and the plan. So more coming on this soon. As Ms. Raffin said, never underestimate the power of volunteers. Next, we had the introduction and presentation of the updated Trails and Open Space Management Plan. This plan was amazing. It consolidated 6 different existing plans and that involve the open space and trails in Los Alamos County. I applaud this great effort. For example, they had 15 different strategies that they resolved into 4 revised strategies. So this is a great complete consolidation and inventory of these different plans. Congratulations to our Community Services Department. This is a great example of why they are award-winning. The consent agenda had a number of different items on it. We did actually pull one of the items from the consent agenda and discussed it later. This was requested by some community members, and we thought it was a good idea too. So the items in the consent agenda, the landfill methane monitoring and maintenance services for a 7-year term, the climate action marketing and engagement services for a term of 7 years, on-call HVAC and plumbing services, golf course clubhouse HVAC system replacement, legal services related to the filing of a civil action claim and pending settlements for recovery of costs associated with damages to the public drinking water due to PFAS. So we are going to go ahead and engage in this case. So, and then lastly, expenditure of art and public places funds for $4,500 for stipends for some artists to design proposals for a lion sculpture at the police station. And then there was introduction of 2 ordinances regarding the GRT, as I mentioned earlier. So Los Alamos County actually has the 2nd lowest GRT rate in the state. And with the drop in revenue from the lab, we need to raise this in order to maintain our great offerings that we have here. So we have introduced the ordinance. We will talk about it more. The ordinance would raise taxes by 0.5%, and that would happen next July. Then we had public hearings. The first one was about the development code, and they are working on cleaning up the development code. There were some revisions, I think, in 22, and since then they've found they just need to tidy up a few things. This time the changes were to the permitted use tables, procedures, and definitions. They're basically looking to make this code more user-friendly, and they will be updating other parts of the code. This will continue through next year. That passed 6-0. Next, there was a resolution, actually 2 resolutions, removing uncollectible accounts from the accounts receivables. These were for, let's see, utility accounts that were uncollectible, COBRA, library services, general billings, ambulance billing, and environmental services accounts. And that also passed. Next, we moved on to business, and this first one was the one that was removed from the consent agenda, and it was about the Brewer Arena Improvements Project. So basically, they have a plan to redo the Brewer Arena, which is used, of course, for fair and rodeo. And it was decided after a lot of discussion and feedback from the community to send this plan back to Parks and Rec to get more information, better coordination, and communication with the stable owners. So we want to make sure that this is on the Parks and Rec board agenda, make sure the stable owners get to review this project, and then it will be returned to council after further discussion. It did pass 6-0. Our concern about this, it may not be approved and the work done in time to have this great facility available for us next summer for fair and rodeo, but we'll see what happens. I think it's important to have this communication and make sure everyone is comfortable with the plan before we move forward. So the next presentation was about the tourism marketing services. This is for a term of 3 years. The RFP was advertised, and we actually had 14 respondents, which is great. So this did pass 5-1, and personally, I'm very excited to have a new tourism marketing group involved. I look forward to seeing great things from them. And that really was it. I look forward to Indigenous Peoples Day this weekend. I hope everyone has a great weekend. And thank you very much to all of the community members that came out and gave us feedback about the different items on the agenda. It was a late one, but I really appreciated so many people engaging about items in our community that really matter. So thank you very much and have a great day.